imagine being carried by 4 people to a public place. People are continuously staring at you. Some of them are whispering, some have pity in their voice. This is what I feel when going to a public place that has no infrastructure arrangements for persons with disabilities. In a country such as our own, staring at people who do not fit into our usual description of normal is quite common. Some of us subtly stare, while some of us do it openly and unabashedly. Some of us have curiosity in our eyes, some of us have judgment, and some sympathy. Sympathy is said to be a morally positive emotion, but the morality in this term stays intact when it is meant for someone who is trying their hardest to be comfortable in their own selves. Hi everyone, I'm Ankita Sharma, Miss India Wheelchair 2017-18 runner-up, Women of the Future awardee, and yes, a person with disability. I was not disabled since birth. I was once a bubbly, cheerful child. My life changed at a cousin's wedding reception when I was 50. While at a food stall, a heavy branch of tree fell on me. I only have some flashes of the accident, but my parents told me about it later. I was rushed to ER and underwent a critical surgery to remove a blood clot in my head. Multiple injuries were revealed in a full body scan, and I was taken to a better hospital in Noida, where I had to undergo a 7-8 hours of surgical treatment. When I regained consciousness, I was in near death level of pain. Scans revealed that doctors had misplaced a bolt in my spinal cord, and I was rushed to get another surgery. Though that surgery went successful, I was taken back home after the doctors informed my parents that I couldn't walk again, and there was just a 5-10% chance of my ever recovering sensation in the lower half of my body. Back home, life took a 360-degree turn for me. I was in immense pain, and my family tried their hardest to motivate me. However, my pain was not just physical, I was mentally broken. I recall crying to my parents, desperately asking them if I ever be okay again. I'm still unable to fathom how difficult it must have been for them. Days and weeks passed as I tried to stay strong, thinking that I would be fine soon. However, I was yet again disappointed and somewhat depressed when I was denied from sitting for my class 10 board examination due to my long absence. After that, I eventually decided to move on, craving to get back to my normal life. I continued my studies, all the while struggling to be comfortable in my own self. Moving on wasn't easy though. Beside my struggle with my own mental health, people stared at me wherever I went. I felt terribly suffocated in my own being. People even came up to me and my parents several times asking how I became disabled. I felt frustrated and uncomfortable. What did I owe them an explanation for? You see, this is the problem with us as a society. We are so overly fed with the idea of conventionally positive and normal lifestyles that we are impaired to realize that people could not fit into that conviction, can still be confident and happy with themselves. I was, still am, at times humiliated and asked to get off the cabs I book because the drivers do not have space for my wheelchair or just don't want that hassle. A few people have told me things along the lines of, "You are beautiful, it's a pity you are on wheelchair." I felt helpless at times. I had to choose not to fight or speak up for my rights. Amid alienation and emotional trauma, I came across a Facebook post of Miss India Wheelchair pageant, participated, and was luckily chosen as the runner-up. I was eventually awarded with the Women of the Future Awards too. Being exposed to such wide and large public platforms greatly boosted my confidence and helped me get through my self-esteem issues and traumatic experiences. My journey of being the person I am today began from an acceptance of the situation I was in, and when I strive to live a normal life to the best of my capacity. Today, I work as a quality analyst at an MNC, go to movies, club, parties, etc. I still receive harsh and derogatory comments at times, but I'm fighting through it all. I still have hope that I might get better someday, but I'm certainly not stuck in the dark place I was I once was in 13 years ago. I want people to understand that we do not need sympathetic looks. We do not need false pity or for them to victimize us in any way. We want people to see us as normal individuals who are fighting for their own battles just like everyone else. Normalized and other disabled people like me, living their best life and having fun. Do not idolize me. Do not call me tagged like differently able or specially able. I have a name. Do not invalidate me. Do not stare. Do not touch me or my wheelchair without my permission. Showing courtesy and sensitivity is much more important than showing sympathy and pity. Inclusivity is the first step towards building a harmonious and supportive society. Being sympathetic only motivates the idea that we are indeed someone not belonging in the community or society. And to those who are different in any way from the stereotypical idea of normalcy, I only have one thing to say to you. Always prioritize yourself more than a prejudiced society. Together, I hope we are able to build a safe, inclusive, and sensitive space for each and every individual. Thank you.